Peter Griffin wasn't always a walking tornado of chaos. In fact, early Peter was just a lovable idiot who occasionally made bad choices. Fast forward 20-plus seasons, and now he's the poster child for questionable parenting, violent outbursts, and chicken fights?
Wait, hey, hang on. What are we fighting about? Oh, God, Meg, you startled me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, things got weird. So, how did Peter Griffin go from suburban dad to certified sociopath? Buckle up. Early Peter, the lovable idiot era. Before the brain damage jokes, before the child neglect, before the endless cutaways of Peter fighting animals, there was Season 1 Peter. And honestly, he wasn't that bad. Sure, he was lazy, clueless, and once committed welfare fraud because he thought that's just what rich people do. Looking at you, death has a shadow. But under the stupidity, there was a heart. A dumb, overweight heart, but a heart nonetheless. He tried to bond with Meg. He wanted to do right by Lois. And when he wasn't destroying his home in a failed get-rich-quick scheme, he actually seemed to care about his family. In Brian, Portrait of a Dog, Peter literally fought City Hall
No, Brian, the stupidest thing I ever did was turn the bubbles off in a hot tub.
from being put down. And somehow, it wasn't even a joke. He showed genuine loyalty, actual compassion. And then there's Peter Caviar Eater, where he inherits a mansion and immediately ruins everything, but still tries to fit in for the sake of Lois. Peter 1.0 was what you get if you crossed Homer Simpson with a mildly concussed accountant. He was chaotic, yes, but not evil. Not yet. Middle era Peter, dumber, meaner, louder. Somewhere around season 4, Peter Griffin hit the gas pedal straight into a brick wall. This is when the show found its groove, and Peter lost his humanity. The lovable idiot became less lovable, more aggressive, louder, dumber. In PTV, he creates a pirate TV station out of spite. In The Father, the Son, and the Holy Fawns, he literally starts a cult. In Patriot Games, he beats the crap out of Tom Brady and then dances on his grave. And let's not forget Barely Legal, where Peter forces his daughter to go on a date with a mentally unstable man because he thinks it's funny. Or Peter's Daughter, where he sabotages Meg's relationship because, direct quote, "I don't like the guy." But the real oh no moment, Screams of Silence, the story of Brenda Q. Peter laughs off domestic violence, tries to kill a man with a frying pan,
I tickle you? You hit me in the head with a frying pan?
I told you to stop!
and somehow manages to make an already uncomfortable episode worse. The change was subtle at first, but each season amped up the absurdity. The jokes got bigger, the cutaways got longer. Peter went from bad decision dad to unhinged force of chaos. He punches Lois. He leaves Meg for dead. Twice. He becomes obsessed with hurting his own friends for a quick laugh. And the kicker? It's funny. Like, really funny. Because this is when the show fully embraced what Peter had become. Not a person, not a father, but a punchline with a beer gut. And Family Guy loved that punchline. Modern Peter, the sociopath era. If early Peter was a lovable doofus and mid-era Peter was chaotic neutral, then modern Peter is pure, unfiltered cartoon villainy. Gone is the guilt, gone is the conscience. What's left? A man who thinks empathy is a sandwich spread. In Seahorse Seashell Party, he mocks Meg during a mental breakdown. In Screwed the Pooch, he encourages Brian to hook up with Lois. And in Brian the Closer, he literally rips out Brian's teeth and replaces them with wooden pegs. And if you thought that was unhinged, welcome to Petarded. Yes, that's the actual episode title. Peter takes an IQ test, finds out he's technically mentally challenged, and immediately uses it as a free pass to commit crimes, neglect his kids, and nearly kill his wife, all while treating it like a badge of honor. It's offensive, it's reckless, and it's somehow canon. Peter isn't just mean now, he's sadistic.
Don't you mean just under the line?
The day I'm corrected by a I'm sorry.
He laughs while hurting people, gaslights his own family, makes Meg cry, then brags about it. The line between satire and straight-up sociopathy has fully evaporated. And what does the show do? It hands him more screen time. Need someone to throw a baby at a raccoon? Peter. Need someone to turn a funeral into a fart joke? Peter. Need someone to blow up a hospital twice in the same episode? Peter again. At this point, Peter Griffin isn't a character. He's a narrative wrecking ball. And the weirdest part, he's still the main character. He might be irredeemable. He might be unhinged. But as long as he keeps falling downstairs and getting into chicken fights, he'll always be Family Guy's #1 menace. The Meg problem, when Peter became a bully. If you want to trace Peter's moral decline, you don't need charts or graphs. You just need to watch how he treats Meg. In early seasons, he was distant and clueless, like a dad who forgets birthdays but still shows up for dinner. There were awkward moments, thoughtless jokes, but deep down, it felt like Peter cared. At least a little. But now, he actively hates her. In Seahorse Seashell Party, he tells her she's the reason the family is miserable. In Friends Without Benefits, he ruins one of her only chances at happiness, just to troll her. In Peter's Daughter, he fakes a fatal disease just to get Meg to break up with a guy he doesn't like. That's not sitcom parenting. That's emotional terrorism. And in the infamous Dial Meg for Murder, after she's released from prison, he literally fears her. And not because she's changed, but because he knows how badly he treated her. Somewhere along the way, the dynamics stopped being funny and started getting bleak. Meg became the show's emotional punching bag, and Peter was the one swinging. And the worst part? He enjoyed it. He mocks her clothes, sabotages her relationships. In Road to Rupert, he straight up sells her to a stranger for $36.
Well, look at this, Meg. Your boyfriend is violating both your contract and my wife.
That's not dumb sitcom dad behavior, that's full-blown sociopathy played for laughs. Peter Griffin didn't just become mean. He became cruel, and the show doubled down on it, turning one of the darkest dynamics in the series into a recurring gag. Meg didn't change. Peter did. The chicken fights, symbol of peak absurdity. There's dumb, then there's Family Guy dumb. Disbelief. And then there's Peter Griffin drop-kicking a 7-foot-tall chicken through a glass window.
And every other school we've tried just doesn't... Oh, crap.
Because of a coupon. Emphatic. The Peter versus Ernie chicken fights are legendary. Not because they make sense, but because they don't. Exasperated. What starts as a one-off gag in Da Boom quickly evolves into a recurring set piece with no rules, no purpose, and no connection to the plot. 1 minute, Peter's mowing the lawn. Short pause. The next, he's suplexing a chicken off a moving train. By internal affairs, the fight has taken over half the episode. There's an extended sword duel, a helicopter crash, a funeral, and through it all, nobody ever questions why. That's the point! The chicken fights are pure, weaponized nonsense. They're Peter Griffin's personality distilled into violence, noise, and zero accountability. And let's be honest, they're kinda genius. Because when Peter beats the hell out of a giant bird over expired coupons, it tells us everything we need to know. Peter doesn't need a reason anymore. He's not here to grow. He's not here to evolve. He's here to punch, explode, fall off cliffs, and walk away like nothing happened. And if that's not Family Guy in a nutshell, what is? The shift. From protagonist to punchline. Once upon a time, Peter Griffin was the show. He had arcs. He had emotions. He even had a job he didn't get fired from every 5 minutes. But over time, something shifted. Introducing, Peter stopped being the heart of the story and became the joke. In early seasons, episodes were about Peter, his insecurities, his screw-ups, his misguided attempts at being a good dad. Now, he's just the detonator. Drop Peter into a plot, and it explodes. Bass, need to ruin a wedding? Peter. Not need to derail a political debate with fart jokes? Peter. Need someone to accidentally launch a missile at Canada? Again, Peter. He's not the center of the narrative. He's the chaos that destroys it. And that's the twist. Peter didn't just change as a character, he changed the structure of Family Guy. The writers stopped asking, what does Peter learn, and started asking, what can Peter ruin? That's how you get a protagonist who never grows, never apologizes, and never stops being funny. He's Homer Simpson on Monster Energy.
I know there's been some concern about nutrition. We've had complaints about the soda machine.
He's Archie Bunker with a head injury. And after 2 decades of destruction, one thing's clear. Griffin didn't just become the punchline. He rewrote the joke book.